Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Fun Sweet Huns. What are we gonna talk about this week? Well, usually something happens on the day or day before, when I'm about to start the stream, and then I spend like the first 5, 10, 15 minutes talking about it on the stream, and then I realize, I could have probably talked about this in Fun Sweet Huns. And then whenever Fun with Hans comes, and I just completely forget. Like sometimes I write down topics, which I think are very important, at least for the World of Warships community. But often it's like, yeah, but I wanna talk about things that are not just World of Warships related. But it's just I don't know. When it comes the time to make the episode of Fun with Hans, it just feels weird. I don't know how long today's episode is going to be. I do have some things to talk about, both World of Warships related and not. And in the background, you will see, I believe, two games. One is going to be with Triple Massachusetts, which is on right now, which is pretty funny because in the middle of this game, we were contemplating just stopping, hiding, holding our guns, and what happens if we will let the rest of our team just go in and probably get themselves killed. So we have the whole rest of the enemy team only for ourselves. Then again, we were like, but if the rest of our team somehow manages to kill the rest of the enemy team, then we're going to be left with nothing. So we just went full ham. Don't want to spoil the game too much. The game was pretty okay, you'll see. And then the second game is going to be something a bit unusual. I was even contemplating and making just the whole match for the YouTube, but I don't know. It's kind of short, and it's funny, but the ending is ridiculous. The ending is probably gonna go in one of the special compilation videos, because you'll see the whole match here without the audio, of course, but I will include with the audio in the special compilation when I make one. And talking of which, or speaking of which, we haven't had one of those in a while. I'm just, I don't know, kind of too busy to dedicate the entire morning for just one episode. And by the way, I have no idea what that cruiser was thinking. I remember playing this game and talking, the three of us, and thinking like, what the hell is that Nuremberg doing? To me, it looked like someone who just got a tier, I don't know, 5, 6 ships, and this was the first time they were on this map, and they just wanted to go and check out, oh wow, look, new port. It was a long time ago since we were fascinated with surroundings. And speaking of surroundings, there's a lot going on right now in World of Warships. With a carrier rework and hotfixes and balancing and Russian battleships coming out and British carriers coming out, new ships, but fixes of UI and new maps. I think the World of Warships community is in dire need of some new maps across all tiers pretty much, and I can't wait for, I think they said in the next patch or maybe a next hotfix, I'm not sure, there's supposed to be an improvement of the UI. Now I'm holding my breath. I don't know how good that's actually going to be. I think it's currently active on PTS. And I went to PTS when I was making the ship review. Well, basically text tree line review of the Russian battleships. And it did felt a lot faster, but then again, it's a PTS. Everything runs smoother and faster there anyway for some reason. So I don't know. We'll see. And I did not have there nearly as many ships as I have in port on my original account. They just gave us like 3 tiers of ships. And on my original account, I have every single ship in the game. So plus some extra ones for test purposes. So I don't know, we talked about it already in one of the episodes of Funs with Huns. You guys seem to, in majority, agree that the UI fix would be very nice, and I'm glad that they kind of listened. How well is it going to be implemented and how well it's going to work? I don't know. Like I said, I'm holding my breath because there was plenty of improvements of UI, and still it's now worse than ever. So we'll see. On the other note, we'll go back to World of Warships topics later. I did want to mention one thing though. We were supposed to move out. Something we all also talked about in a couple of previous episodes of Fun Speed Hunts. I even showed you the pictures of the wall that's cracked in my apartment. We were supposed to move out like beginning of March. And because the works were supposed to be done by then, but it turns out it's going to be a bit delayed. So it turns out we might actually need to move mid-March. Now, I don't know, are you still living with your parents? Are you living with your other half? Are you living alone? Do you have any sort of experience with moving and being at a place that you rent? But you always move at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, like the spacing of a couple of days. And that basically, well, it's not a problem for you when you're going to move in or out, but for your, what would you call it, house lord, it is a particular problem because they want to, if they want to rent the place after you leave, and 99.9% of them do, they can't really rent for half a month. I mean, they could. It's not that hard. But, you know, the calculations and who's going to pay, and pretty much nobody moves in at the middle of the month because they're moving out at the end of the month. You know, you basically pay for a whole month. So you're going to stay for a whole month. So this was a bit of a issue because we already said that we were going to move at the beginning of March, and now suddenly we get information that the new apartment is not going to be ready at the beginning of the March. So Mrs. City was already losing her mind. It was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna... I'm like, just calm down, Jesus. The funny part is this apartment was not being rented for I don't know how many years until we moved in. And we have a friend that wants to move in, desperately wants to move in into this apartment as well. For him, this apartment would be more than enough. He lives solo. He spends most of his day working. He works as a guard, security guard. So he basically comes home to just relax and sleep, eat, I don't know, do something. And he's a really, I don't know, kind and simple and easygoing and silent person. Not sure how I would explain it. But apparently our current house owners, apartment owners, landlords, I seriously have no idea how you call these people in English. I'm sure someone will mention in the comments. They would prefer a girl. Now, I'm not going to go into the topics of, oh my god, sexuality and preferism and this and that. No, it's like, you know, whatever. I can understand why someone would want a girl and not a man because of the prejudice that they are more tidy, that they are quieter and stuff like that. Now, I mean, I don't want to start a whole volcano or a shitstorm here saying that might be true 20 years ago. Not so sure about today, however. But that's not why I mentioned this, and that's not the topic I'm willing to talk about. If you want to discuss it in the comments below, be sure, but by all means, but not what I wanted to do. Why I wanted to do this is basically, you know, he wants to move in, and we're moving out, so that's perfect. That's supposed to be the most painless transition. But, you know, the problem is we don't know if housekeepers are going to be okay with that, and how do you make a whole transition in the middle of the month? Like, it's our friend, so we know the people who own the place, we know ourselves, we know the dude that's coming here, we can arrange everything. But it was a bit of a problem, like, are they going to go for it, and how is he going to talk with his owner of the house? And is he going to be okay to move mid? Blah, blah, blah. So she was pretty stressed. It turned out to be okay. They accepted. It's fine. They just raised the rent a bit, which is still like half less than what he's paying right now, because he usually gets stuck with some sort of a roommate somewhere. And then they move and they find other place and they just leave the city incompletely, or they're not here. It's like he changed so many roommates for no particular reason, and he always ends up paying for the whole place, which is too big for him anyway, alone. So he was very happy to move in with this place, and he's absolutely not concerned, with the current state of the walls and stuff. I guess it just doesn't concern him. But then again, I kind of understand it. If you're alone and the price that this apartment has is pretty good, even for a single person, and he is employed. So yeah, and I guess he can just go with a way. Nothing is gonna happen, pretty much. So I'm happy for him because he got what he wanted. I just hope really nothing bad happens to this bloody building and these walls and stuff. I mean, they were holding like this for years. And this is not exactly an area that has hardcore and often hitting earthquakes. So everything should be fine. But yeah, we're basically moving then mid-March. So I guess after that, maybe we can expect some changes. We'll see. But speaking of that, mid-April is supposed to be TwitchCon in Europe, in Berlin. Now, Berlin and Germany in general is a city and a country that I wanted to visit for a while. There's just so much things that intrigue me during the World War II, which are there. I always wanted to go. And TwitchCon is going to be in Berlin in like, what, 2 months from now? Basically exactly 2 months from now. 13th and 14th of April, I believe. And we even opened a special channel in the CC Discord to talk about like who's gonna go, are we gonna go, who's gonna be there, what to do and stuff like that. And everybody seems very enthusiastic about it, and seems like it's a great experience. Now, I'm sure a lot of you actually have any experience in the matter, which is already a lot more than I have, because I have exactly zero experience. I have never been to any con before. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know how it looks like. I've seen some videos, but that doesn't mean anything, basically. And I've certainly never attended or thought about it going as someone who is a public person in a way. So it's just super weird for me. I mean, it's enough to say how weird it is for me that I basically forgot that you even need to buy a ticket to be there. Which is pretty funny because I don't even know where to buy the tickets. So there's that. But we have decided that 99% we're gonna go. So I just wanted to let you know about that. And if you do happen to stumble upon me at Mrs. Citadel and you want to say hi, by all means. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. We're gonna probably take those 3 days plus a couple of days extra to see the Berlin. So mid-April, you can expect to have, I don't know, about a week, maybe, without streams. I will, of course, prepare extra YouTube videos and games and footage, whatever you want to call it. So at least you get a daily video on the YouTube. But as for the streams, I'm afraid that week is gonna have to endure without it, most likely. We'll see. What else? What else I wanted to talk about? Oh yeah, currently I've been playing, besides World of Warships, I've been playing Subnautica Below Zero, the early access, which is basically I think it's supposed to be a standalone game, an expansion, but a standalone, like a sequel to original Subnautica, which I'm sure you know I enjoyed very, very much. Played it more than a couple of times across all difficulties, had a blast, had fun. It's such a big and awesome and well-made game. You can be in awe a lot, and you can be scared shitless a lot. You can explore, you can solve puzzles, you can collect, you can scavenge. Just, it's really, really nice game, and I really love it. And it's a sort of a way to just break away from the daily salt on high seas, and I hate being salty. And Subnautica is just a lot more relaxing, and it's just exploring and enduring and surviving. So I really love it. I'm saying this because I've seen one of the comments is like, how are you not bored playing this game? I'm not. It's just awesome. And it's still early access. And I've been through most of it. Like, there is another episode in the next couple of days coming up. Where we went even deeper to darker places and found some more things. Where Chet was helping me with coordinates and stuff to locate things. Where apparently the story keeps moving. It's, you know, there's still bugs and stuff, of course. It's very buggy, it's early access. But, I mean, I love the game. And I have a feeling that what we're seeing right now in the Subnautica is about, I don't know, maybe a fifth, maybe a quarter, third at least, of the entire world. Like, you have so many sections which could lead to a whole nother dimension. I don't want to spoil anything, of course, but the world can be just really, really big. And I'm feeling there's a lot more gonna happen and take place above the surface and below. And they could just do so many more things with above and below. I mean, I remember how big the original Subnautica was, and I'm expecting this one to be even bigger. Pure and simple because back there you had a, what was it? I forgot the name. Was it Altera? I don't know. I think the Altera is a planet. The spaceship that crashed, basically, you had it, which was pretty big, and you had 2 islands. So that was already like 3 surface places on in the old Subnautica. And this one actually has a surface. And there's a lot of cave networks and everything, so I'm really enjoying it, and I will probably play it a few more times as well. You know, I'll upload the footage to YouTube as well so you can see it. But it's just not boring for me. The only thing that I'm sad about is that currently there's not that many blueprints for stuff. And apparently you can spawn stuff through console. Although I'm not exactly sure how, and I didn't want to spoil anything for myself. But yeah, I wish I could just go a lot easier. But we have definitely, I've been reading through some comments, and we came up with more solutions to how to go deeper and darker and explore and not suffocate and stuff. So you'll see. Also, I saw that Jingles uploaded the video about Division 2. Now, Division is something, I don't know, it's the game that I was greatly disappointed, and I thought it was overly hyped, and it turned out that it was overly hyped about Division 1. It's just, you know, the game is good, but it's very questionable. Can you endure having to shoot with a machine gun 1,000 bullets at someone that only has a jacket or hazardous suit? It looks really, really weird sometimes, but it is the game can get you addicted, and it is a pretty well and good made game. So I'm expecting Division 2, according to Jingles, to be just as good, just expanded. I'm just contemplating, should I? I think I've been invited to the private beta, I'm not sure. But I'm not, I don't know, do I want to go there? It's like, after a while you get bored of Division, and then there's just no reason to go back at all. It's weird. If you like Division 1, I'm judging from what I've seen, you're probably going to be just waiting to get more, how would you call it, content to go back to it, and a whole nother world, and it's not snowing, and it's just green vegetation and stuff. So I don't know, I'm still contemplating, should I Should I get it and try and play it and maybe make some videos? I don't know. If any one of you has played, let me know what you think. Also, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm talking about it on the stream. I'm not sure if I uploaded a video where I talked about this particular thing that I'm about to say on YouTube. So in case I did, I don't want to talk about it too much and just repeat myself. But somebody did in chat ask me once, like, what would I think if someone was to make a TV series with aliens? And I was like, yeah, that sounds amazing. But at the same time, I'm very skeptical. There is currently, what, 4 alien movies? First one was an amazing thriller, horror. Second one was an amazing action horror. And then we had a third, which was also thriller horror, but it kind of let a lot of people down, including myself. I mean, it's a good movie, but I don't know. It feels like low budget in comparison to the first two. And then you have the abomination of the fourth one. I mean, after seeing those last two ever made, I'm thinking, I don't know. Do we want to butcher this anymore? Because I'm a huge Alien fan. So, you know, if someone was to make it really good, a TV series, really, really, really good, with like really good CGI or just proper recordings, or I don't know, not something that would be trashy, not something that would be bad, like really, really good, I would be all bloody up for it. Like, yes, please. I mean, I can't believe that nobody came up with that idea so far. That nobody actually bought any rights or anything to actually go for it. Because it's amazing. They could make so much. But then again, I'm like really, really afraid that someone might actually just destroy everything. And I'd rather not have another Falling Skies series. Which starts amazing and then just completely wrecks itself. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. This episode is going to be slightly shorter. The very hilarious moment that I was talking about this game is coming up right now. You'll see it on the screen. Yeah, I think gonna call it an episode here. Don't want to prolong it too much. We've covered a couple of topics. By the way, we both have hydro in this moment, both of us, and none of us activated it. You know why? Because at the beginning, we both activated and we were like, we should probably communicate this better. So we decided to, I don't know, not communicate this, and then none of us triggered it. And a dude that died got a double is just a flesh wound, double strike on 2 of us idiots with 2 hydros. We did end up winning this game. I was like, I don't know, 4th or 5th. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed. This one is a bit shorter. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, share, and have a good rest of the day, and I will see you tomorrow.